Hey there friends, it's Kate and welcome back to my channel, Golden State Educate. I am a 4th year 2nd grade teacher here in Northern California, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of my classroom. I've been teaching 2nd grade at this school for the last 3 years, same school, same classroom, and it's been really awesome to kind of build up my room as I've gone, see how it's grown and changed and all of the new things that I've added over time. 3 years ago, I filmed an empty classroom tour so you can see what it looks like bare bones, and then I also filmed a little bit of a classroom setup over the last 2 years. This year, my classroom is definitely my most favorite it's ever been, but it's currently May 28th and it's the last week of school. So I don't have to take everything down, but I do have to take a lot of things down, and I figured that since this is my most favorite classroom that I've had and my most favorite setup that I had, I wanted to film a classroom tour. All right, let's go. Alright, so I just wanted to give you a view of the front of the room. In terms of hooks, all of the kids have hooks outside and that has their backpacks on it. They also have their lunch boxes there and their water bottles there, so that's where all of their student things are. And then when you come in, the first thing that you'll see is our Trade of the Month bulletin board. I have a few videos on my channel and also on my Instagram about how we use this. The mantra, I am friendly, the friendly dropped and it's somewhere back there, but end of the year realness. They also have shout outs, and they see their friend showing the trait of the month. They can write a little shout out to their friend and put it in the full, and I read it on Fridays. Every month we have a new trait, so this changes out pretty regularly. Right here, I just have my first aid backpack and my vest for doing yard duty and recess duty. And then all around, you'll see my math tubs. I have a center where students have to do math the room and they solve equations around the room, so that is what those are. Under here, I mostly just have some leftover supplies like wipes, baby wipes, tissues, and then I also have their offices for when we're taking a test, some extra balls for recess, and then just regular front of the room things. This is my favorite thing that I thought of several years ago when I first set up my classroom. I knew that I wanted this to be my anchor chart and poster wall. It's really nice because it just kind of stores everything that we're currently learning. And then down below, I have laminated papers so I can change out the kids' groups pretty easily based on if they need more intervention or more extension. I just write their names and then erase them weekly or monthly depending on what they need. And then I'm able to hang all of our posters, anchor charts, anchor posters, things like that right there. We start the year with Student of the Week, so we haven't had a Student of the Week since about March, but this board is up for my students next week or next year. They will have their little All About Me poster and then an anchor chart that we do all about them. This is pretty much where all the magic happens. I don't have a carpet, but I do have these little dot spots and the kids have assigned seats. We start every day right here. So this is my calendar and my schedule, and every day we go over our calendar. It's the last week of school, so we have 3 days left and then we are done. 2nd grade standard is counting money and coins, so we count up our days in school using the least amount of coins possible. Schedule is pretty self-explanatory. I try to use these hand signals as much as possible. My first year or two, I didn't use these and kids just had their hand raised forever, even if they wanted to go to the bathroom or even if they just wanted water. So having these has really helped all the management of hand raising. And then choice points, I started at the end of the year this year. We just needed more of an incentive. Every Friday they get free choice, but it's up to them how long free choice is. So every time they're doing something great, I'll give them a point, which equates to 1 minute of free choice. But also if they're off task or talking to their friends or need too many reminders, I can take a point. It's the last week of school, so we're not working for free choice. We just get a lot of free choice this week. But the points was definitely great at the end of the year. Right here we have our voice levels. To be honest, I never used that top light once this year, but still like the voice levels. This How We Sit on the Carpet is from Falling for First on Instagram and TPT. I have one of these visual timers, which is really nice for some kiddos. I have just a small version of our behavior plan. They've definitely lost, their good behavior as the year has gone on. So I just review this every morning and it seems to be working so far. I have this boxed off because anchor charts are very sticky on the back and they were kind of ruining my whiteboard whenever I moved them around. So just having a designated spot that gets sticky is really nice. This chair is from Amazon. And then this is a system from IKEA, but I got it on Facebook Marketplace. And it used to hold our free choice things, but then it just got too full. So now it just is kind of random, but I want to find a better use for this next year. This is a whole new section of my classroom that I haven't had previously. Hopefully I can get back to vlogging next year and show my math tubs to you guys a little bit more, but our district requires us to have objectives, so those are up there. We have all of these rules for our math tubs, so we go over that every week. This is their math tub turn-in bin, and then every week they work through these math tubs, either independently or with a partner. And then I just have all of my leftover anchor chart stuff right there. So from this angle, the whole classroom is behind me. And then from the kids' point of view, they are just seeing everything that's right here. Up here, I just have my alphabet, my growth mindset and fixed mindset posters that my coworker drew beautifully. And then two of my most favorite posters from Maylene Call, Mrs. Call's Campers. We sing the Writing Superstar song, and it's always nice to teach the kids how to draw people because they come in drawing stick figures. So here we go. Here is my little teacher area. For my area, this is also kind of new this year. I didn't quite have this exact same setup last year, but I really like having everything close to me, especially since my teacher desk doesn't have any like drawers or any kind of compartments. I really need to have this organization behind me. Self-explanatory, this is just my copy cart. I have a mom who comes every Friday to make our copies, and then at the end of the day on Friday, I can organize them where they go. Obviously, some of them are not truly the drawers that they used to be, but it works just fine. And then I have my monthly file bucket, so whenever I have like random papers that I'm just not ready to organize yet, they just kind of end up here, and I try to empty it every month, but sometimes it goes on for several months. I have my teacher toolbox, random teacher supplies. I just organized all of my markers and pens into this, and it's giving me so much life. I love that. And then down here, I just have some different PD books, different curriculum books. I had a tutor come during my math block this year and help some of my intervention students. So this is her tutor bucket. And then just nice to have my laminator right there. Right here, I am obsessed with binders over the last couple of years. So instead of constantly having master copies in boxes, everything is in a binder. Down here is student data, my backpack. And then this is, I'm not even gonna show you because it's embarrassing. It's kind of just like my junk drawer where everything ends up. And then right here is all of the pieces for, well, it used to be something else, but now it is just the pieces for bulletin boards. On top of my desk, pretty self-explanatory. We have a classroom economy, so I have all of these pennies. They can exchange them for nickels and dimes and quarters, but it's the end of the year, so I have all of the pennies, nickels and dimes and quarters, all the cents, I have it back. This is just more organization, school supplies. I have equity sticks. I don't use them all the time, but just for fun, I'll call on names based on their number. Call them my Spark cookie sticks. I was recognized for an award in our district and in our school, and I got this golden turtle as the award. And then some little succulents that a kid gave me as her end of the year gift. I desperately need a new document camera, so if you have a good one, please give me the link. And then it's just sitting on top of this box because it's not actually tall enough. So on this side, I have my mini fridge, my air purifier that our district gave us. These are tidy tubs, so the kids use them at their tables when they have little pieces of trash for crafts. And then right here, I have a few things. This is gifts that I'm working on for parents. I have my iPad that our school gave us. And then every folder that they have, I also have, so I can follow along with them. A little extra doorbell because mine broke over winter break, but then I came back and it fixed itself, so I have this extra one. And then a little lamp. Over here, I just have a pretty empty whiteboard. I had a small reading group over here during a part of the year, so this was busier then, but we are done with reading groups. I just have a bigger version of that digital timer and then a few phonics and syllabication posters. Up here, my pride and joy, I have my secret stories, which I love for reading groups, and whole group teaching. I just have them organized. I have them just grouped based on type instead of by color, and I think it looks pretty good. Over here, I just, again, have this different reading groups table for when I have a few groups going at the same time. This is also where my tutor would meet with her intervention math students. Over here, I just have a few self-explanatory things, printer, beautiful Astro Brights for crafts or handouts, things like that. Right here, I just have regular printer paper on the top, cardstock, and then miscellaneous papers on the bottom. This has had so many different uses over the year, but it's kind of just ended up housing my math books by module, but this is gonna get fixed next year. These are just some baskets, and this is how I organize for my copy mom. So that's just that. So I also have this closet. I'm not really gonna get into it because parts of the time it's scary, parts of the years it's clean. This is just where it's at right now. I am definitely gonna come at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year and kind of organize it a little bit more. But it's definitely quite large. It goes pretty far back and it holds quite a bit of things, but it could be organized a bit better. I just have anchor charts, random binders, my entire book collection that the kids don't have access to. These are just the ones that I read. So there's that. We're gonna close that. So from the closet, I'll swing you guys around and show you all of the beautiful windows that I have in my classroom. Luckily, it's super bright in here pretty much all day. Even on cloudy days, it's still very bright. So I never have these overhead lights on. All right, so down here, I just have so many things. This is all of our Friday free choice games, Legos, Jenga. Somebody didn't organize that. Play-Doh. Right here, I have spelling lists based on their reading group. So green, yellow, and blue. The kids just come over and get their spelling list, and I always make extras if they lose it. Right here is kind of our unofficial student center. They mostly just come down here when they need more glue, but I also have a few other things like scissors, wet glue, random crayons, random markers, pencils. They pretty much just use it for the glue. Up here, I have my pencil sharpener. That is a job that kids have, so the only person sharpening pencils is my pencil sharpener. I've got extra erasers, people colors, and then white crayons. Up here, I have any whiteboard markers and erasers, any dice if we're playing a game or a math game, or they just need dice for spelling activities. Right here is my crayon and marker hotel organized by color. And then colored pencils also organized by color, and my whiteboards. Right here is all the math books. I ended up printing out a lot of the pages this year, so these math books can roll over for next year, or I'll just print them out again. Just a personal choice because I use a lot of packets. Here is random math manipulatives. And to be honest, I don't know what's in that, so I'm not gonna open it. Right here, I just have the mailboxes. I have kids organize the homework that gets turned in, and then things that get passed back from the turn-in bin. Once I look at them, They go into the 2 file bin, and then students organize them as a job as well. I clearly didn't get a chance to look at their Friday folders last week. And then here's our Chromebook cart that is a absolute mess. I need the technology department to come and fix my cords, but it could be worse. It definitely has been worse. So we've got Chromebook carts. Ignore the things on top of it. Our art teacher came to give me their portfolios, so I need to pass those back. And then I used to have a affirmation mirror on this wall. It lasted so long the last 2 years, but this year it just started falling off a lot. So I just kind of took it down. I was tired of it falling over and I didn't want it to hurt anybody, so it's stuck behind the Chromebook cart, and maybe I will try to revive that next year. Up here, if you saw my classroom set up many years ago, this wall is about 14 feet high. I had a huge ladder to hang all of this, but this is just some of their amazing work. Right now we've got a craft, but sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's math. That's just what it is at the end of the year. Right here we also have more work. Our class is a family, and right now they have these little end of the year crafts up there. A lot of the times I use this as my math craft area or also writing, but these kind of end up being like interchangeable depending on what we're working on. This is pretty self-explanatory. Sink. We did a lot of writing projects this year, so I wanted a separate turn-in bin for writing and then turn-in bin for everything else. Down here, also kind of scary, but I just have a lot of like art and craft supplies. And then I'm not going to show you these because these are also very unorganized. Back in February, we did our first group project, and they were these habitat posters, and they turned out so beautiful that I hung them up, and we've been looking at them ever since February. This is where I do my small groups, small group math, small group reading. All this stuff I'm either teachers gave to me or I'm donating, so it's just kind of in this pile. And then this whiteboard hack was amazing. I actually just like hung it with these little zip ties, and then I just wrapped it around the screw and then screwed the screw back in. So that's how that is working. And then this one I just kind of screwed around the hook, but it still closes. This is a project for next year. I've never really utilized this closet more than just for this colored paper, but you can close it and no one knows. This is a small group cart. I just have supplies on top, some phonics cards. Right here I have the small secret stories, and then phonemic awareness drill, some more cards and more little whiteboard templates. And then things for different groups. I just got this at the end of the year, so it's not fully organized yet, but I hope to organize it more next year. And then we're coming to the end. All right, my library is my pride and joy. So I got this carpet from Wayfair. It's the end of the year, so our custodians will come and clean it over the summer. It definitely looks better on camera than it does in person. It's not as white as it used to be, but you know, kids walk on it with their shoes, and it is what it is. I knew what I was signing up for. Right here is our calm down corner with a bunch of things where kids can identify their feelings and try to calm down or problem solve. This is our calm corner bucket. It just has a few books about breathing and mindfulness. One of these breathing balls. Our little octopus that can flip inside out for his emotions. I have one of these timers that's really nice to look at. I don't think it's long enough though. I would have loved if it was like 3 or 4 minutes, but I think it's only like 1 or 2. But sometimes all kids need is a couple minutes. What else is even in here at this point in the year? I've got the frustrated ninja, my magic breath, and then the calm ninja. I have some calming strategy breathing tools, and I used to have Play-Doh in here, but they started smashing it onto the carpet, so I had to take that out. Right here I have library books. Sometimes I put up books that we have read aloud recently. Here's all the books we read. I think this is about slightly over 100, but then I kind of stopped the last few weeks, so It's almost filled up. It would be filled up if I had kept it up to date. And then all of these, the kids are able to read and then put inside of their chair pockets, which are right here. But then all of the book display books, they have to read in the library and then put back in the book display, just so I know where they are and they don't go missing. I got this tapestry on Etsy. I can't remember who made it. I think Tiff in the middle made it, but she only was selling it for like a short period of time. So I'll see if I can link something similar. Over here, we just have a lot of graphic novels, miscellaneous fiction, and then more books with nonfiction at the bottom. This is my book return. So when kids are reading a book, they put it back here, and then our library person will put it away. I have bookmarks. And then this year we did March Madness. Our winner was A Boy Who Grew a Forest, and this bracket was just so fun to help us keep track. I made these read letters several years ago, and I honestly forget about them, but they're stunning, and I'm so proud of this work. I have some more library pillows, little alphabet. Ignore this. This is just where we are putting the broken Chromebooks so they can get fixed over the summer. And then my jobs board. Kids get jobs every 2.5 or 3 months, so they really stick with the job for a long time, and then they have about 4 jobs per year. And then, I guess I didn't really tell you about their desks. We have shared supplies. This is end of the year supplies, so not amazing, but it works. I'm considering going back to pencil boxes for next year, but I am not totally sure. Unfortunately, these desks don't have anywhere for them to keep supplies. I now have chair pockets where they keep all of their stuff. But as you can see, they don't actually put things in the folder. They just shove it all in there. So the headphones get broken, the books get ruined. After 3 years of having chair pockets, I'm pretty fed up with them. So I'm putting in a work order to hopefully get the desks that have openings. But I also really like being able to have kids like facing forward instead of everyone facing to the side. So we will see what happens next year. All right, so that is it. That is my whole classroom tour. After 3 years of teaching in the same classroom, it has grown and changed in so many ways. This is it at the end of the year. I don't have to take things off the walls, but I do have to move a lot of the furniture. So this is the last it'll look like this because kids are taking a lot of things home during the rest of this week. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below what your favorite part of this classroom is or what your favorite part of your classroom is. I would love to know. But that is it. I hope you had a great school year and a great summer. If you are already on summer, I hope you're enjoying it. And if you're not on summer, I hope it is coming soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.